To meet Pope Benedict when he came to the United Kingdom in 2010. The great inspiration that Pope Benedict had for musicians and liturgists and composers in the church was that he advised us and reminded us that the new form of the Mass in the vernacular nevertheless should look always to our great heritage and tradition, our Catholic traditions in liturgical prayer. The great thing about Pope Benedict was that he encouraged musicians in the church. He loved music, and he was very keen that the liturgy was reinvigorated, and that those responsible for liturgy, whether it's sacred music or the other arts, should continue that rejuvenation of the church's life, totally based in what our great traditions are. Follows in this tradition. He's asking for a poorer church, and that is an interesting challenge to us, because there is one could say a case to be made that a poor church needs not a poor music, but a simplified music. And one of the great challenges for Musica Sacra Scotland is to bring this simple chant-based liturgical music to our liturgy here in Scotland. So in taking the inspiration from both Pope Benedict and now Pope Francis, we feel that Musica Sacra Scotland has a unique chance to make an important contribution to prayer life, sung prayer life, liturgical life here in Scotland. So an ordinary, modest, simple Catholic music that looks nevertheless back to our great Catholic heritage is what I think the Church is now looking for, and we in Musica Sacra Scotland are very keen to pursue that challenge. The National Music Day organised by Musica Sacra Scotland is being aimed at everyone, ordinary people who will be attending Mass as part of their spiritual life. There will of course be some musicians there, but to be honest, most of the participants will be ordinary people in the pew who know and feel that the liturgy is so important that it needs this heightened expression, that it needs song to come into their hearts. Therefore, the practical experiences, the practical guidance that will be given will be aimed at everyone. It is not specialist, it is easy, it is simple. People from all backgrounds will be able to attend this and gain something from it. We hope that those who are involved one way or another with their local parish life will take from the experience something that they can give back to their own parish when they go home. Perhaps it's music itself. They will find access to music that they perhaps didn't realise was there. And they'll be able to, in turn, inspire people in their parishes, whether it's priests, singers or congregation, to take up this simple music. We've been very fortunate to have as our supporters the Scottish Catholic Observer, which is the main Catholic newspaper here in Glasgow, and we are the sponsors of this event. Also supportive is the Archdiocese of Glasgow's Arts Project, who are hosting us in their Autumn Festival, the Arts in Autumn. We have a collaboration with the Academy of Sacred Music here in Glasgow, which is a new ecumenical musical organisation which trains some marvellous young choristers. The Blessed John Henry Newman Institute of Liturgical Music, which was set up in the wake of Pope Benedict's visit, especially to England for the John Henry Newman celebrations, will also be involved in one of their founding members will address and participate in the conference. One of our main presenters is Father Guy Nichols, who is an Oratorian priest based at the Oratory in Birmingham, which of course is associated with John Henry Newman. He is an expert in liturgical music, especially in chant, the traditions, but also the new aspirations of the Church to find that chant, to find a new life for that chant in English, as far as we're concerned here in the United Kingdom. It will be fascinating to hear what he has to say about how congregations and small choirs might be able to sing the propers of the Mass, that is, those texts that change week on week, which begin the Mass, the procession, the communion and so on. Texts which are there but sometimes are hardly ever used in the Church in the United Kingdom and elsewhere. So that will be a huge motivation and I'm sure inspiration for us. The other presenters are people like Charles Cole, the musician, the organist and choir master, who presently is in charge of the Scola at the Brompton Oratory. Charles has a background at Westminster Cathedral and other places and is regarded as an expert in this kind of music and has an international presence and scholarship in these matters. Here from Glasgow we have Rebecca Taverner, who was one of the founding members, along with her husband Alan Taverner, of Capella Nova, which is one of our great choirs here in Scotland. She's also a great aficionado for the chant and teaches chant to lots of people, not necessarily people involved with churches, secular people, people who love the chant just because of its beauty. So to have her input and her expertise will be a marvellous thing for us at Musica Sacra Scotland. We're delighted that the day will begin with a special address from the Archbishop of Glasgow, Archbishop Philip Tartaglia. And it will be marvellous to welcome our own local Archbishop to this. We've invited many other clergy, and already clergy of various ranks are beginning to sign up. And I think that's important because the clergy are vital to the liturgy. The liturgy is led by the clergy. And if, as St. Augustine said, those who sing pray twice, then the clergy can really offer an example to the rest of us, whether we're musicians, choristers, congregation, laity, that singing our prayers at the divine praises is a very special thing. The other presenters will offer workshops throughout the day, sometimes in simple things like voice production, how to acquire this very simple music, what it means as far as the liturgy is concerned, how the liturgy may be enhanced by this simple music, and so on. One of the presenters himself, Father Guy, is a priest, and he will be able to take the other priests through their paces to show them what it means to sing the prefaces, to sing the Eucharistic prayer, to teach them how to sing the presiding chants in the Mass, and that will be such an important step, because once priests are singing, the rest of us will follow. The music for that Mass will have been prepared during the day. A lot of it obviously will be sung. It's the purpose of the day to sing our prayers, so everyone will be singing. The priests will be singing, the presiders will be singing, there will be music for the Scola that emerges from the day, but more importantly, the people present will be singing simple music that we've learned through the day. Well, in Summorum Pontificum, Benedict drew attention to the continuing relevance and enrichment of the modern form of the Mass by the ancient forms of the Mass. There may be different forms of Mass, but it is the one Mass, and we can draw in our modern celebrations from deep within our history. And the lovely thing, of course, the ecumenical aspect about this is that the Anglicans throughout the last few centuries have maintained the idea of Gregorian chant, if you like, in English. And in a sense, we in the Catholic Church are now catching up with that, and we have so much to learn from that ecumenical experience. We have just recently coming into our church a new group called the Ordinariate, who have come to us from Anglicanism, who bring that richness, but not just a Catholic richness, because the Anglicans in a sense have kept many of our Catholic traditions alive when we've let them lapse, but they also bring the experience of what it means to sing simply and beautifully in one's own language, and that is a great gift to the modern Catholic Church. We think that most of the people who will attend will be Scots, which is great. This is a musical and liturgical organisation aimed at Scots, for the benefit of Scots. But we have had lots of interest from outside Scotland, principally from England and Ireland and abroad. And at the moment, and this is late August, we have between 60 and 70 people signed up. There is room for more, so over the next few months, in September and October, we would welcome more and more participants from Scotland and elsewhere. Musica Sacra Scotland is a new initiative which we hope will be interdiocesan, in that we hope to be able to give advice and encouragement to all the dioceses of Scotland principally, but perhaps elsewhere, and therefore we want to build up a network of supporters and people who are all interested in the same thing throughout Scotland, in order to encourage them in their work with the liturgy. It's our hope, therefore, that we make this a regular thing, perhaps even an annual thing, and who knows where we can go from there, that we can really make an impact on liturgical development in Scotland.